Okay, so our next one is I think he's quickly becoming my favorite because you could tell how much of I mean, we've always known that he's a bullshit artist, Jim Baker, but it's just almost becoming painfully self-aware and
is he hawking his end of the world food products?
It is, and like every time I do like the YouTube clips for the show now, it's like something Jim Baker said, "Buy my buckets of shit," and it's just like, and so, and this literally is like a commercial for him saying, "Buy my buckets." So hang on, here we go.
You're taking care of your family. You can stack them in your garage. You can put them in the basement. You can put them under your bed.
Yeah,
I mean,
in your closets, anywhere that you have
figure
space
out.
for it. Get creative and start stacking these in your home, keeping this food in your home accessible to you and your family.
One of the things we've done around.
Well, first of all, he's got these giant like 5-gallon buckets, like the kind of work buckets you see at like Home Depot that are like $2. And he's like, put them under your bed. And I'm like, my bed barely has a pillow space underneath it. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna fit. Like, maybe if I take all the powder out and pour it under the bed, maybe it'll work. But you know,
I don't know. Get creative. Get creative. Why don't you just build your house out of the bucket?
Oh, you haven't heard the rest of it yet. You haven't heard the rest of this yet.
And then you can eat your house.
Eat your house. Hang on.
Around here, we stick them under coffee tables and end tables. You just stack them up and then put a cloth over them.
Yeah.
Or get a piece of cardboard or a piece of plywood, and you make a top, and then you just stack this food. You could have your whole living room with end tables and coffee tables made out of food buckets.
If you really want to go for that redneck chic.
And I need to get the other computer set up so I can screen share this so you can actually see the video. But they're pulling like these blue like fabric cloths off of this, and you see these giant white buckets with the yellow label that have a red lid on top of it, and they've stacked a whole bunch of them in front of like the show couch where they have everybody sitting around. Is like, yeah, we make this a big table for everybody to our buckets of shit are underneath everything. And there's like one where they pulled up like the end table was up like 4 buckets next to each other, and they put a piece of cardboard on top of it with a blue tarp over it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's
just do it.
Yeah, and then after that year as well, to the Middle East, you'll be sending 600 days of food. So that's 3 years of food for you and 600 days to the Middle East.
Now, if you
to the Middle East in general,
the Middle East, just in general, the Middle East, nowhere specific, just the Middle East.
I've read so many stories of people like trying these recipes and trying this food and everything, and it sounds like to me a lot of like this is the typical freeze-dried shit that you can get at any camping store. And who knows, maybe it's not that terrible because, I mean, fuck, I eat Kraft macaroni and cheese, and that's made of more chemicals than I can pronounce, probably. That doesn't make it necessarily bad, but it just doesn't qualify as, like, whole food. It's not like fresh food.
No, it's survival food.
Yeah.
But, you can make a couch out of it. I built my porch out of buckets of food. And then I put my bucket couch on my bucket porch.
I use my buckets to hold my trailer up. It just does a really good job.
Yeah, this is the same guy who paid more than $250,000 to a woman who he raped and then was sent to prison for accounting irregularities, embezzlement. I mean, he was selling lifetime memberships to people to go and stay in luxury hotels that he only ever built one hotel nowhere near enough to accommodate all the people that he had sold these things to. I mean, the guy's a fucking shyster.
And we see this constantly with these right-wing apologist asshats and everything. With all of these televangelists that you have. You have Jim Baker right now. But, like, we have people like his wife Tammy Faye at the time was well known because she cried and had the mascara going everywhere. But you've got a bunch of other people that are just as bad. Like you had Jimmy Swaggart that, I've sinned against you, Lord. It's like a constant who was the one that got caught with the and I'm not judging on him for it, but he had like the gay hooker that he had with him in the hotel, and he was like doing meth with him for like a 5-day bender. I can't remember the fucking guy's name because
I can't remember his name either.
I don't know. I can
picture his face.
He's the guy that Richard Dawkins talked to on the interview where he's like, he wouldn't have him in his office he like actually kicked Richard Dawkins out of his office because he was talking about evolution with him. And damn it, I can't remember his name. Somebody's screaming at their iPod right now or whatever device they're using.
There's Ted Haggard.
Ted Haggard, there you go.
Hey, there it is.
And it's just
I was gonna say that could describe any one of them, really.
Yeah. I just can't wait for them to catch Joel Osteen doing something. I mean, you already see Creflo Dollar and all these other people doing horrible shit. And it's just, man, it's horrible.
Osteen's way too pure.
Oh yeah.
He's too much of a Tony Robbins Christian. He's not really.
He's got some shit going on. You know it.
Yeah, but his wife is into the same shit, so it's no problem.
Probably. Yeah.
Let's see. Did he have anything more to say? I think he might have a second or two.
Can't do this whole year. Over here, we have a half a year.
Nope. So
Nope.
it just gets sent to somewhere random Middle East. And I just love how they say, it just goes to the Middle East. It's like, you know, there's a lot of fucking countries over there. You know, we think because we look at the usual map that you see from the textbooks and everything, you think that the Middle East is like this little rinky-dink portion of like the world. Like, no, it's actually it's pretty goddamn big, man. Saudi Arabia is a big fucking country.
Yeah, it is.
Iran is a big country.
They're probably just dropping these buckets out of a plane. They like fly around and just toss buckets out.
Well, you know, it's amazing. You strap a fuse to it, and it becomes a hellfire. So
I'm pretty sure that
Jim Baker's running the fucking drone program. It sticks to you like napalm when it fucking explodes. Oh my god! The skin's melting off of people. There's that Vietnam picture of the person running with napalm on him. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to bring it down here. Sorry, we're going to move on to something else. I know. I don't know when to stop. I talk about horrible shit too much. Let's see. Who's our next one that we have here?